Welcome to a special episode of Look What Just Found. Now, I know you're all subscribed. Everybody watches all my videos. You know my whole backstory. I don't wear shoes in the house. I wear socks. And my wife cleans these floors. You can eat off of them, just so you know. She uses this steam. She should do product reviews because she is awesome. I don't know how I got on this topic, but I'm leaving it in the video because I have to give my wife props and a shout out. She uses the steamer on the floors. Once a week, she steams the whole house. I'm telling you, God bless her, man. Anyway, my socks are probably are cleaner inside than they are outside, I tell you. So, if you watch my videos, you know that I have a system, and I'm going to point the light over here and get this chair out of the way. I think it's blocking the other light. And okay, we got a little extra light going on here now. All right. And you know my system, right? I go through, I don't even have my glasses on, it doesn't matter. I get change from here. This is the unsearched pocket change, right? Okay. From here, from the unsearched pocket change, I search through it, I make videos like I just did today, and then it goes into here. The pennies I wrap up and I bring them back to the bank, a different bank than where I get them from, right? You don't mess around where you eat, right? Okay. And the silver, no, I shouldn't say silver, the silver looking, the non-pennies go into this jar, right? And then from here, they go into the, do I have to get a knife for this thing? No, that's the one thing I like about masking tape. You could rip it with your hands. One thing out of many things. It's very handy stuff. People make wallets out of masking tape. You ever see that? I used to have one, I remember, years ago when they first came out with like those special tapes, like Gorilla Tape. They made Gorilla Tape wallets. I thought it was pretty cool. Anywho, so let me get this. I'm trying to get the top off of this. I know I'm not in the frame. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, we got the top off. Very good. Now, then it got from the silver goes in here, but there's a problem. Over the past few months that I've been trying to get my whole system together, and I've been, developing the channel, I put I didn't separate the pennies. I wasn't separating the pennies from the other change before, and I was putting them all in here. So there's pennies in here, and I want these to go to the bank. That was a big mistake, and I'm doing this video. Of course, in part, it's for content. Of course, it's also the 2-for-1er, right? Because I'm doing this anyway, so I get to videotape it. You also get to see some, impromptu impromptu content. You know what I mean? And so now what I'm gonna do is, okay, I'm gonna leave the pennies here, and this is what we're gonna do. This is it. Matter of fact, you know what? Check this out. I'm gonna get down and dirty, baby. Dirty hands and everything. All right, getting on the floor. All right, let's do this, man. And that's it. This is what we're doing. Now, let this be a lesson to you, right? Because obviously one of the things that I'll throw the pennies that way. One of the things about the channel is that I'm a talker, you know. I talked about my past, my history and all that. All of this is searched through already. There was something I did see in there. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all this. If I see something very quickly, I will grab it. But otherwise, and then what I'll do is, look, there's copper in here, right? I think that's copper. I threw copper in here. So, of course, that's a big mistake also. So I made a lot of mistakes with this, with putting stuff in here. I'm not going to do the copper on, I don't think I am. We'll see. Let's see how quick I could do this. I only have my glasses here, you know. Look at this. I mean, like I said, it's already searched through, so I don't know what I'm looking at. Except for the I can't believe I threw copper in here. What was I thinking? I don't understand how there's copper in here. Is that how long ago this is from? I don't feel like it was that long ago. I cannot believe there's copper in here. I don't understand. I mean, this is all searched through coins. What was I thinking? You know, and that's something that you're gonna realize if you, depending on how far you are into your coin roll hunting hobby, you know what I'm saying, where you are as far as all that goes. You know, you're gonna develop different techniques and styles, and you know, you're gonna get more devices and better cameras, and but you'll realize as time goes on, like, wow, man, I can't believe I did that. You know, especially if you're doing videos, you'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that when I did that. Like, I can't believe there's copper in here. You know, that's like throwing money in the garbage. Look at this dime. I think I remember this dime. I can go a little closer. Yeah. I think I remember that dime. I'm telling you. I'm trying to put all the pennies over there. I don't have any. No, of course, I know I'm doing this without gloves. I'll make sure I don't touch my face. You know, I better not see any silver in here, because that's really gonna make me question what was going through my head when I was doing this. But when you don't know what you're doing, let's just put it like that. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. You know, when you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna make mistakes, and some of them are gonna be very costly. What do you mean by that, Jess? I'll explain what I mean. We got plenty of time here. So the other day, if you didn't see, I'm putting this. Remember, I'm going to put this video out early, right? So most of the videos I'm doing, they're scheduled for a week or two in the future, right? So only members can see them. But videos like this, you know, impromptu, special content, teaser videos, I put on immediately. You know, it's part of the channel. You know what I mean? Mostly everything is for the members, but not everything's for the members. You know, most of it is. As far as future scheduled videos, I'm saying. So the other day I did a video and I put a teaser video on it. I think I put it out. And it was looking at, I did Kennedy half dollars. I did 200 Kennedy half dollars. If you didn't see that video when it comes out, keep an eye out for it. It was, the video itself is a little boring, I'll be honest with you. But the two finds that I made were incredible. Probably the two most significant finds I ever found. So I'm going through the that Kennedy half dollars, and then I find a double die on the reverse. And I mean, you could watch the. I did, like I said, I put a teaser video up. So if you didn't see it, go through my playlist and check it out. And Kennedy half, so silver too, 40% silver. The Kennedy half dollar I'm talking about. So my research showed that Kennedy half dollar silver double die error coins, depending on how good, I'm going to use that word, how good the error looks, is how much they're asking for. So if it's a little, they want a couple $100 for little miss hits on silver Kennedy half dollars. Little, they want like $100, $200, right? I mean, I'm talking about the minimum. You're not finding them for 20, $30. They want like $100, $200 for any sort of double die whatsoever. Okay. So I was like, yo, I couldn't believe it because I never found an error on a half dollar before. So I never really did the research on it, right? I mean, if 1 or 2 pennies to get in here, it's no big deal. So the half dollar that I found had a really awesome. I mean, it was in the what's this? It looks like it's silver. I know it's not silver. It could be a clad error. I'm pretty sure that's a clad error. I'm going to put that to the side. You know what? You see, I start doing that, and I'll mess up this whole video. I start looking through coins, even though that's a pretty cool clad error. I have to say, nah, I'm not keeping it. I'm not going to start that. So I'm doing the research, right? Find the errors, and then I do the research, right? I'm doing it backwards. Right? Instead of knowing what the error is and then looking for it, I'm finding the error and then seeing what it is. Like, you know, but that's kind of how I do things. I'm a little backwards, you know, so maybe that's the charm of the channel. The charm of the channel. That's a good YouTube name. Charm of the channel. So I'm looking and I'm like, wow, man, if a 40% silver Kennedy half dollar has a significant error, they want like $500 to like $2,000-$3,000 for it. And I was like, holy moly, I couldn't believe it. So I'm not saying that the one I found is worth thousands of dollars, but I'm also not saying it's not worth thousands of dollars. You know, I'm saying I know it's worth something and it's expensive. So I was like, oh wow, that's great. You know what I mean? So I never found one before, and here it is. I find one, right? I was like, wow, and it's towards the end of the video. So before I even did the research on it, right, I ended the video, right? I was like, oh, I'm not gonna disrupt the video because I had no idea it was really it was worth anything. To be honest with you, I knew it was a significant error, but I had no idea it had any significant value. So I said, okay, and I end the video, right? Then I look up what they're selling for, what they sold for. Some of them sold for thousands of dollars, some of these errors. And I was like, holy moly. Now remember, I did the video and then I did the significant findings, right? Because I do the significant findings right after the video. This looks like another cloud error. So I still haven't done the research yet by that point, right? So I do the significant findings, and I do the video, and I do the significant findings video. Now I say, okay, let me go do the research, right? Because I got those two videos out of the way. So it's when I do the research that I'm like, whoa, this coin is worth money, right? Okay. So when I was doing the significant findings, I noticed out of the corner of my eye that one of the $half looked like it might have had something on the reverse, but I didn't stop. If you watch the significant findings of that video, you might notice that I pause on one of the $half, but then I keep going, right? Like I play it off. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, and because I don't want to disrupt the flow of the video, especially if it's something that's not significant. If I don't have to. So I made a mental note while I'm doing the video that, hey, one of those $half looked funny. So I go back. So after the video is over, I look for that $half from the significant from the significant findings, because what the reason why that $half was in the significant findings was because I kept the nice clean ones. Look, they're right here, as a matter of fact. I put to the side the ones that look like a little better shape, because this was a group of 200 that I bought off of eBay, and they were in pretty, they were in circulating condition. But look, there were some of them that were nice. So when I did the significant findings, I'm going like this, right? And when I go like this, I'm like, oh. I said, okay, and I keep going, right? Because these were the nicer ones of those coins. These are nice. I'm keeping these. I'm not going to put these in with the other ones. I might clean these up and polish them, yeah, whatever. But and give them away as gifts or what have you, right? Whatever I'm going to do with them, I kept these on the side. But one of them, I said, oh, I said, oh, mentally, I said, oh, wow, there's something about that coin, right? So after the abridged version was finished, I went back and I found that coin, and it had the same error as the other one, but a little bit different. Like it wasn't as bold as the first one, and that's probably why I didn't notice it. But it also had, I think it also had some other kind of doubling that the other one didn't have. So it was I'm going to say, I don't want to say just as good. It was almost as good, or very close to as good as the first one was. So I almost missed another. I'm going to say that's like a $400 or $500 at minimum error. Kenny $half. The other one, the one that I almost missed, that I went, you're talking about, I mean, you don't make much money on YouTube unless you're a really big channel. You know what I mean? You don't make much. If you make, I mean, if you go into YouTube, right? And you're on YouTube because you're watching this. But if you search for, type in my first paycheck, right? YouTube, my first paycheck, right? Because I did it, right? Because I was like, I want to know what was going on, right? And I was like, am I going to make $1 or $2 off of this, or what? Or is this, not a waste of time, but or is this something that I better make sure that I'm not even going to make $100 to pay off of like whatever, the light bill or something. You know what I'm saying? I said, let me do some research. And there are some of the videos, the person shows that they had to wait 2 or 3 months to get their first paycheck, because there's a minimum amount that you have to make on YouTube for them to send you money. You have to make at least $100. So if you don't make $100 your first month, you're not getting nothing, right? So I haven't made $100. You know what I'm saying? I just got monetized the other day. I had to make $100. So maybe, and you get paid. I think they send out the money every 21st of the month. So today's the March 8th. If I don't make $100 by March 20th, I'm not getting a check. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think I get paid for the membership, just so you know. It's like, so you can get members. I got 2 members. Maybe I'll have another member by then, but I won't get paid because that's only $3.49. You know, I'm not minimizing it. I'm just saying it's just YouTube. You don't get paid unless it's $100. So if you look at those other videos on YouTube, their first paycheck, you'll see some of them, they say, oh, I got my first paycheck after 2 or 3 months of making videos because they didn't make their $100 for 2 or 3 months. So imagine the Kennedy half dollars are worth, for, let's say that the silver Kennedy half dollars, let's say they're worth $5, right? I'm not talking about silver content. I'm talking about what they sell on eBay for. Between 5 and if you buy them in bulk, they're less than $5. But if you just buy one, they're like $6 in circulated condition. So I would have sold it for, let's say, $5, that Kenny half dollar. Meanwhile, it's a $400 coin. That $400 might be 6 months of YouTube income. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 6 months, it might be a year's worth of income from YouTube. Who knows? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put an exclamation point on the importance of paying attention to what you're doing, right? Because I almost lost, I'm telling you, it might be more than $400. If you watch the video, I can list those coins right now and get, between, I'm going to say $400 and $1,000. I saw other ones in the sold. If this is how you search, I talked about this in other videos before, how to search for on eBay on sold. You probably know already, but if you don't know, you go to advanced and you type in what you're looking for, and then you click sold, and then everything in the past 90 days that sold will come up, right? So I actually showed it in the video, and the one on the top was $2,000 sold. Okay, I don't remember if it was graded or whatever, but it was a double die of a Kennedy half dollar, silver, 40% silver, and it sold for $2,000. And I think under that was like, it was the highest to lowest. It was like 1,500, then 1,000, 600, 700, and the ones that were selling for like 200 or 300 were garbage. And I say garbage, I mean compared to the coins that I found, they were nowhere near as nice as the coins I found, and they were selling for $200-300. So my point is that I found one coin that was worth, whatever, $400 or $500 or more, and I almost missed another one, and that is so significant, especially when you're only making maybe $100 a month, maybe $50 you don't even get $50. It has to be 100, you get nothing. So, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with this video? Well, it's 25 minutes, right? And look at all of this time that I'm spending. I mean, I'm glad that I get to hang out with you, you know what I mean, and talk and BS and all that. I think that's pretty cool. I like doing that. Look at this. I wanted to get this one out so bad. You know where this is going, right? Oh my! When I saw this in there, I was almost gonna open it up to take it out because I put it in there by accident. You know where this is going, right? What was that? You know where this is going. Yeah, baby. You know it. You know it. Right in the paint thinner. Because I got to know if this is paint thinner or not. It has to be. If this is annealing, if this doesn't come off with paint thinner, this is crazy. But it has to be. It has to be paint. So we'll find out. So it's in there. I'm gonna do. This is gonna be another special video I do eventually. Those fumes are killer. But let's see. Let's see if it comes off. Maybe it'll come off before the end of this video. I'll keep it over here and we'll check it out to see if the paint thinner takes off that red by the end of the video. But I remember when I put it in there, I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Because I could see it is so bright red, right? On the bottom of the jug. I saw it in there and I was like, what did you do, Jess? What did you do? But I already taped up the top and everything. And I was like, forget about it, man. Just leave it in there. So, yeah, even though I like doing this and hanging out with you and talking, this was all avoidable. This whole mess was avoidable if I would have, right? What are the 4 P's? I don't know, Jess. What are the 4 P's? Pre-planning, or is it 5? Pre-planning prevents, well, pre-planning could be 1 P or 2 P's, depending how you want to do it. But pre-planning prevents poor performance, or pre-planning prevents poor performance. It's either 4 or 5 P's, however you want to say it. So, I get content, so that's the only thing that's great about, when you make mistakes, you get content. So that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll throw some mid rolls in here. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll make an extra. That's it, man. So the mid rolls, forget about it, man. Yo, if it's not for the mid rolls, now you might say to yourself, well, how do I know I'm going to make money off of mid rolls? I just got monetized a couple days ago. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. So listen, if you're still here after 27 minutes, that's because you like me, okay? And guess what? That means I like you too. Right? So day 1, right? No. Day 1 was 2 days ago. Yesterday was day 1. The first day of having of being monetized, $4. Okay, $4. You might say, oh, that's no big deal, but $4 from no bucks is a big deal to me, because maybe that'll go up to 10, and then 10 times 30 is 300, and then now all of a sudden it's I'm recouping something. But my point is this, that between the mid rolls, the memberships, and finding coins, right? It's the coins are going to probably be worth more than all that other stuff put together, right? Those 2 coins, like I said, those 2 coins are worth at least $800 and up. That might be a year's worth of income of all of YouTube and thousands of videos and the whole 9 yards. So that's why I'm saying to you, and I'm doing this video and I'm talking to you while I'm doing it, because this mistake, it seems so innocuous, but really it's not. It's not innocuous. It's significant. It's a big mistake I made by not pre-planning to prevent this poor performance. It's a big mistake. And I want to do this. I want to show you just how much of a mistake it is, how much time it's taken me just to separate these pennies, so I could send these pennies back to the bank, and I don't have pennies taking up space in my jar, right? Because it's not worth it. It's not significant enough, right? Probably 10 pennies is probably equal to, I don't know, 15 dimes. You know what I mean? So instead of having 10 cents, I'm going to have $1.50 in that same volume of space inside the jar. So I don't want pennies in there. And I could bring the pennies back to the bank. Not the same bank that I got the pennies from, a different bank. So this is my punishment for not being prepared. You know, am I upset about it? You know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not upset about it. You want to know why? I would have been. I would say a year ago or so, I would have been upset about it. But I've made a lot of changes in my life over the past year or 2 years, and one of the things I've learned was how not to take everything so serious. You know, I was a social worker for 20 years, and everything was life and death. You know what I mean? Somebody, you know how many? I don't even want to get into it. You could just use your imagination. Use not even your imagination, whatever your imagination's called for nightmares. That's the type of stuff I saw as a social worker for 20 years. You know, and I think I had to like reprogram reprogram my brain. You know what I'm saying? Over the course since I left, since I started working at home and doing all this stuff. Thank the Lord. You know, we have to give the Lord all the praise that He deserves. Given gives us all the opportunity to have a better life, and I'm super grateful for it. So, no, I'm not. I'm not really not upset. You know what I mean? I take it as a learning experience, and try to use this to build on and to grow on. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Jess, you got to be more responsible, more prepared, more forward thinking. You know what I mean? So I don't make these kinds of mistakes in the future. But the one thing I can say, if there's a positive, is that I corrected the mistake. You know what I mean? I could have just left all this stuff in there. I didn't have to do this video. I could have left the pennies mixed with the dimes and the nickels and the quarters, you know? But I didn't do that, you know? I saw that there was a problem and there was a mistake there. And I said, okay, let's go. And next thing I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do it live though. I'll do it off camera. Maybe I will do it live, and maybe I will do it live, but on a separate video. I don't want it to be too long. You know, I'm gonna do this one, and then I'll do the pennies next. I'm almost. Oh wow! I thought I was almost done. I think I'm gonna have to throw these pennies into another container. I think I have one around here somewhere. I have to have one around here somewhere, right? So what I'll do is I'll talk with you for a little bit longer, and then maybe I'll do a little like that bonus feature thing that I do. I could put a bid roll right before it. If that's okay with you, you know. Um, is it better that I talk about mid rolls, or should I just like pop them on you? What's this? 64. Yeah, I might keep saying that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop there because I think I have to get another jar, and I'll start putting the pennies in the other jar, and then I'll separate the copper from. There has to be. Oh look, look at this penny. This penny is super underweight. So I want to clean it, right? Because it has all that junk on it. But I don't want to put it in with the. Oh, we said we were gonna look at it. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, here. Let me move all this stuff over. Let's see if any of that, if the red came off already. It's only been a minute. Yeah, it's starting to come off. You see that? I don't even have to open it up. See the paint thinner starting to take the red off? So you know it's paint. I mean, I can't say obviously it's paint because I really didn't know, but this is how we're going to find out. Just saw it. Oh, it's up there. Yeah. So it's probably going to come off. It'll stay in here for it needs. I actually need like it looks like some of the pennies like sucked up some of the paint removed. There were a lot of red pennies in there. I don't know if you can still see them, but we're going to see a lot of real dirty pennies that I would have chucked. That's a whole nother video we'll do probably in the summertime because I have to do this outside in the ventilated area. But this one here, if I throw it in there, I'm going to get it. I won't remember that it's this. So I'm going to do this one in a separate little container or at some point. But I keep it near the paint thinner jar so I don't forget. Okay. All right. So let me see. Let's do a, let me see. Hopefully this doesn't come out stupid. So, whew, what a pain in the neck. See, that's what happens if you're not, I'm still not done. I probably got another 10, 15 minutes of separating it, but now there's too many pennies in there. So I'm creating double work. So I have to put I have to get another jar, separate the pennies from the rest of them, and then I'll separate, see if there's any copper in there. There's not too much copper in there. I realized. So we'll see if I'm gonna do another video. But this is the importance of being prepared, having a plan. It's taken me months and months and months to get to this point. And there's a reason why there's not that many coin channels out there, that have thousands of subscribers. There's really not, and I understand why. I didn't know why. I'm not saying it in any kind of way. It's just an observation. Like, oh, I started doing this. I started making the videos, and it's like, wow, I'm not organized enough. Oh, I need to have a list. Oh, I need to have scheduled time to do this. It's like, wow, it's really a lot, and just became monetized. I mentioned that a bunch of times. And you know what I was surprised about, just to share with you? I know if it's itchy. Just to share with you, I was surprised because I saw that on the shorts. I was like, oh, a lot of people was. I see in the video where they did talked about the shorts, and a million views or 10 million, some millions of views on a video. He was like $6, something like that. Meanwhile, if you get millions of views on a long form video, it could be thousands of dollars, so night and day. But I do a lot of short videos because they're easy. I'm just plain and simple, being honest. They're just easy and simple, and a lot of people like them. They love the shorts. And I saw that I made like 50 cents or something like that, or 60 cents. And I was like, oh, wow, 60 cents. I guess I must get enough views on my shorts to make 60 cents in a day, So I was like, oh, that's cool. If I can get that up to $1, I'll make $30 in a month. All right. So I'm going to end the video on that. I hope, let me know what you think about in the comments about my whole, I don't know, this whole, face-to-face interaction or face-to-camera, you know what I mean? Instead of what they call that, off camera, totally off camera. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. I like it, to be honest with you. It's like I have company. I work by myself all day long. And to me, this is almost like if I'm talking to somebody. For 20 years, I had clients and patients. So I have to say I missed that and I lost that. So I guess I like this. All right. I'll see you in the next one.